Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Shatima, farm centers in 774 councils to take off soon. No going back on October 31st exit date for ambassadors. CBN amendment bill scales second reading in Senate. Infrastructure funding, capital market, cash replaces foreign loans. Federal government to dislist unverified workers from payroll. 10 nominees for Senate screening as Rex. And court removes Shaun of Obumasho Oba Olaoye. Okay, which story are we starting with?
So the major headline is very encouraging. The Vice President has encouraged investors to come and look at our farming. He said that they are looking at guaranteeing food security in the country, and so they want to utilize the 774 local government areas in the entire country. He said that Nigeria has about 70 million hectares of underutilized arable land, and that is 75% of our total land area. So government is now looking at, they've embraced what they call a TAAT, GIP, and SAPZ programs that are going to be encouraging investment. And National Agricultural Development Fund will also be encouraging research. They are looking at helping farmers increase production and provide essential infrastructure for industries in the peri-urban areas and expand their capacity. And so we are looking at seeing these mechanized service centers take off across the country. My concern, I believe in the possibility in other states. My concern is Lagos and, the crowd that we have, how it's going to happen here. But of course,
put it in Ekpe for us.
This will, no, Ekpe is not the only local government Lagos has.
It's fun.
So they said it's 774.
Exactly. Even here, K2 here, we have
come to Ojo as well. They should go to Badagry. Lasso has some land, so they should buy the military barracks.
You're only thinking of your own area.
Yes. They should bring it so that we can tap in.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a farmer.
There are different kinds of farming. If the land is not enough, there's hydroponics. You do everything.
I'm a farmer's
Okay, that's another story. Let me take the story of the exit date for ambassadors. So what happened was that the federal government yesterday said there is no 3-month extension tenure for the ambassadors recently recalled by the federal government. If you recall, they were recently asked to come back home, and many of them have been lobbying to stay in office. The ministry said that the 31st of October exit date is sacrosanct, and it also placed an embargo on their accounts so that some people cannot start trying to take money or siphon money, according to the Foreign Minister, Ambassador Yusuf Maitama. He issued a notice acted on the directive of the president, saying that October 31st is sacrosanct. Many of them have actually started lobbying traditional rulers, governors, and someone to please beg to see how they can get a 3-month extension. And they say that that's not going to happen. They all must come home by 31st of October.
Yeah, I have federal government workers whose names are missing from the IPPS system will cease to earn salaries from month end. So the Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation has said that no fewer than 89,100 workers on the federal payroll are yet to update their records. And they said that they've been in the business of trying to sensitize quite aggressively for civil servants to make sure that they are properly enrolled on the IPPIS. They said they started this in 2017. Anyway, we're aware of, we even took the story of the recent verification exercise that happened in Abuja, where they had asked all these thousands of people, hundreds of civil servants to all converge in Abuja. The office is saying that for the first 2 days, it was the workers themselves that did not conduct themselves responsibly, but they've given them like a extra till the end of the month to finish the registration process. And then anyone who is not on the list, it means that that person is a ghost worker and the person will be delisted from the list. But I would like to say, one thing I noticed with government is we don't also like to take accountability. As much as you said that they did not properly conduct themselves, you brought in too many people in a place that could not accommodate the number of people that you brought in. So going forward, for verification exercises like that, they should be done at different states, Have your trained officials go to the different states and carry out these verification exercises.
Okay.
Yes, I was going to take a story about infrastructure. There was the West Africa Capital Markets Conference, and it happened in Lagos. Speaking at that conference, the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, represented by the Special Advisor to the President on Economic Affairs, Office of the Vice President, Dr. Tunde Fashola, gave this speech encouraging the fact that there's a huge infrastructural deficit within the West African region. And since the event is a West African capital markets conference, is encouraging that we can't afford to fund the infrastructural deficit with money from, we have to fund it within. And that not just Nigeria, even the West Africa at large needs infrastructure, and they can't fund from outside. They should fund from within the markets. The capital, the stock exchange has their work cut out for them, and the markets need to be able to generate the income necessary to fund and solve the problems within. Said that as the world is developing, technology has enabled people from around the world to be able to get their hands in the pocket of Nigerians, because their products transcend location and the services are being rendered to people everywhere. And so we also need to be innovative. The governor of Lagos State was also there, and he also encouraged innovation. He said the government will continue to do their efforts to plug the huge infrastructural deficit, but they can't do it alone, that they need innovation, creative financing, especially with the product coming out of the capital market to ease this gap. And I'm hoping that the capital market will take advantage of the partnership that the government is trying to entrench, because we can't afford to continue borrowing money at the dollar that is fluctuating or going higher like this.
The Punch. Diesel, jet fuel rising prices threaten industries and airlines. FG delegate visits flooded Ogun communities, promises succor. Shaun of Ogbomoso to appeal removal, says Palace source. Mohbad hid for 6 months over fear of attacks, says parents. The National Assembly to probe lawyers and others behind $11 billion PNID scandal. Supreme Court decides article and Tinubu's Obi political battle today, electoral battle today. President to present 2024 budget in November, says Senate. And 5.5 trillion naira payroll. FG stops workers' salaries not on IPPS. Okay, which story? Major headline?
Picture story.
Okay,
let me take that picture. I wish they could just leave that picture on for a bit, as we saw the governor of Ogun State swimming through 7 rivers and 7 oceans. So they say the ministers of state for environment, Dr. Isiaq Salako, and his counterpart for the Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Utsev, had gone on a spot check assessment of the Ishori community in Ogun State. So really, I think it was maybe on the invite of the governor of the state. He had mentioned that that community is constantly flooded. As you can see in the papers, terrible situation. These people have dealt with this issue for many years. So these ministers have gone with the governor to look at this, and they're assuring us that they're going to work on it. That is one of the important things that this administration, the president, is committed to finding lasting solutions to flooding challenges, in the country. And so
can I take
very soon.
That Jeep.
Yes.
It was not that Jeep. Can you pass that, please? He said that we said,
how are the Nigerians?
The Jeep.
Take me up on it.
So you mean
wait.
Senator,
Thank you.
Inspect.
I'm happy you asked me this question.
Please.
See, because he has this Jeep, he does not know exactly what the people... See, people believe
should have known
him.
your
See the Okada, he should have used the Okada. He should have used the canoe.
Okay.
You should have known your boat.
Okay, I shouldn't have asked the question. Let's move on. Okay, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
So the major headline, manufacturers are giving us details of how the high cost of diesel, aviation fuel, and petrol is affecting businesses. According to this report, telecom operators say they spend 40 million liters of diesel monthly. So if you do the cost, because diesel, even though the VAT was taken out, the prices continue to go up. It has gotten to 1,000 naira per liter, and they are looking at it going to 1,005. Even where it is now at 1,000 naira per liter, companies are shutting down across the country. They named some of the states where most of the companies are packed up already: Kogi, Edo, and some Lagos. So they have different experts speaking on this and why it is important to do something immediately. But I'm hoping that it's not about paying back subsidy, but government has to do something. And they say Forex is also greatly affecting this. I hope that...
Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. You have a story, Tokwe?
Yes, so the parents of the late singer, Ilerioluwa Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad, on Wednesday they told the papers that during the coroner's inquest that have been going on to look into the death of their son, that he's been scared for 6 months, that he stopped going for shows for 6 months out of fear of being beaten, of being harassed and being bullied, that he had gotten bullied from his former boss and label owner, Azeez Fashola, better known as Naira Marley, as well as his ally, Sammy Larry. According to the inquest and information from the father of the late singer, Mohbad, he said he was scared to go out. He did not know what substance he drank at the NDLEA when he was at the airport, and that that he was always full of fear. He was always panicking. That every income that the boy that he earned was taken away from him, and that the 3-year contract, he was hoping he was waiting it out to elapse before he could step out. And sadly,
just an update from the Mohbad story. So the Oyo State High Court yesterday in Ogbomoso nullified the selection of Oba Gandhi Alaoye as a new Shoun of Ogbomoso. According to the report, it recalled that Prince Kabir Olaoye had approached the court challenging the process that brought about the selection of Oba Gandhi Alaoye. And the plaintiff had alleged irregularities in the process that led to his appointment. And so Justice Karim Adedokun ruled that the selection process that led to Gandhi's emergence was fraught with illegalities and therefore null and void. However, Oba Gandhi Olaoye plans to appeal, and the people should, according to him, people should not fret. That according to the judge had said initially that the process was proper and was okay, and then he's going back to say it's illegal. However, they're going to appeal it to the appeal court to get a proper ruling, and we'll see how that goes.
The court also ruled that they should stay everything. There should be no the government of Oyo should not install any. But
they went ahead to install at the time.
No. At this time, till the judgment, the matter is conclusively heard. Nobody should install any show.
Okay, Daily Sun very quickly. Decision day suspends as Supreme Court rules on Article B's petitions against Tinubu today. Ethiopian Airlines opens up on Nigeria air deal. Senate considers bill seeking to bar CBN governor deputies from politics. Expects improved BVA's IREV performances, INEC assures Nigerians. Israel insists on resignation of UN Secretary Gen over comments on Gaza attacks. Tinubu to present 2024 budget in November. And the inflation devaluation drive Nigeria's money supply up to 66.4 trillion naira, says CBN. Okay, which story are we starting with?
I have INEC. So INEC is telling Nigerians that they should expect improved BVAS and IREV performances in the next month's off-cycle governorship election that's happening in Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo State. The chairman of INEC is saying that they promise, that things will be much more improved. He says, as you're aware, the commission also conducted mock accreditation involving actual voters in designated polling units across these 3 states. So the mock was supposed to, determine how well it's doing. And because of that, they're able to make great improvement, and they would see that during the elections. And then he also referred to some of the complaints that the Nigerians have made, CSOs have made about security during the process, and around the collation centers and polling units. And they said that they are constantly, he's reassuring Nigerians and that they're constantly working and engaging security agencies at the national level and also these 3 states so that people can carry out their rights without any harassment. And then there's where very soon all those that would be there for observation can come and collect their ID cards, and then for seamless governorship elections in these 3 states.
Okay, so today's decision day. Supreme Court today will deliver the judgment Nigerians have been waiting for in the 2 surviving appeals filed by the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of PDP and the LP counterpart, Mr. Peter Obi, against the victory of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This was communicated yesterday by the court registrar on Wednesday through a notice signed and posted. If you recall, this case has the Exiled Law Supreme Court has 60 days within which to hear the appeals and give its final judgments. The appellants are praying for various things we've discussed in the past few weeks here. Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi have different prayers to the court, and by today we should hear what the final Supreme Court judgment would be, and we'll see how things go from there.
Okay, so the Senate has decided to club clip the wings of any CBN governor or deputy governors seeking to run in politics. They have these bills that have passed second reading. The Central Bank of Nigeria Establishment Amendment Bill 2023, sponsored by Sunday Karimi, APC Kogi West, and a bill to amend the Central Bank of Nigeria Act of 2007 for matters connected therewith for 2023, sponsored by Darlington, one co-chair of the Abia Central. So both bills, one, Section 9, subsection 2 of the CBN Act now is notwithstanding provisions of this Act or any written law in existence, the governor and deputy governor of the bank shall not participate directly or indirectly in partisan politics, nor contest any election during their tenure in office.
It should be called the Mayfield's Law.
Yes,
Mayfield's
law has been passed. And also the second one, the bill seeks to amend, the one moved by one culture, seeks to amend our section 20 of the CBN Act by inserting a 20A, which of course prohibits the use of foreign currency in domestic transactions. You know, Nigerians, they like to spend dollars. You know, I want to buy a house. I'll just give you $1,000. Go and convert it.
We have even been invited for an event, for a show in this country. With ladies of your view were invited to somewhere, I won't mention the place, where they pay in dollars. You're there now. See, you and me and Mariam, so they went there. They pay in dollars. You that of thing. They pay dollars to get the service. You don't remember? I remind you during the break.
They put a fine to it. If it's an individual, either imprisonment or a fine of 250,000. If it's a corporate entity, $1 million, or imprisonment of the directors or board members of that.
Okay, you have a story?
Yes, I really do. It's the Gaza families are being made to wear IDs. They had to wear bracelets because even though the Muslim cleric in Gaza had allowed mass burial, families want to be able to identify the dead bodies. So the people alive are now wearing bracelets to identify themselves. This is happening while Israel is saying they're not going to have a meeting with the UN General Secretary, that in his statement implied that Israel deserved, yes, they were in the wrong, they deserved the attack. Of course, Antonio Guterres had come out to say that that wasn't what he said, that his statement was being twisted, that he said that it was wrong for Palestinians to attack Israel, and he's speaking for those that have died. And in the same vein, it's also wrong that Israel's attack is putting not just children as well as the collective punishment of the entire Palestine people. So that's what he's saying. Both sides are now done wrong. That there's a rule to how war happens. And that right now they need to get aid to people within that place who are running out of water and are unable to fuel, food, and medicine. And they need to be able to stop that war so that this can take place. Now, the meeting was supposed to provide that. It's not going to take place. A meeting was meant to hold between the UN General Secretary as well as the Israeli minister. And now the Israelis said, I'm not going to meet with him because we heard his statement, and his statement is saying that we are in the wrong. And so we're not going to...
They want him out. It's so sad. I saw a video yesterday about a reporter.
Azeez's chief correspondent.
While he was doing his work, his family was bombed. He lost his wife, his son, and daughter while he was at work.
I was crying.
It's just
very
so
heartbreaking.
sad.
Okay, Vanguard. Let's find a story of not taking brain drain FG to increase enrollment of doctors and nurses next year. Tinubu appoints 9 INEC recs. Domestic capital market, not foreign borrowing, can fix infrastructure gap in Nigeria, says Vice President Shatima. Court sacks RCCG Pastor Gandhi as Shaun of Ogbomosho. And Senate to amend CBN Act bars governor from partisan politics. Which story?
So you didn't see the sports?
Oh, I didn't take the major headline. 7 Supreme Court justices will... Again, they gave us the pictures of the 7 Supreme Court justices that will decide the fate of Tinubu, Atiku, and Obi today.
I took the sports story, and as it is now, Nigerians are setting at the bottom, right? Nigeria sets record for the most NBA players in a single season.
Wow.
Yes. They said that
Which NBA?
The NBA in the NBA.
In the America.
Yeah.
So
we have
said
so
this
many.
2023-2024 NBA season, Nigeria.
Where did you see that story in this place?
5 bottom. And see my Byron.
NBA. Oh, my goodness. I was like, where did she see NBA? Nigeria sets African record for most NBA players. Oh, my Lord.
Yes, let me do sports.
Honestly, it's
So
strange.
these statistics they released, they said 5 Nigerian players are set to take the court this season, and it's the highest among African countries.
So let's just say it's a Nigerian team.
They have their names, but
Okay,
Nigerians
that
that are
story,
playing for
Vanguard, we got to run off. I think that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we return, it's Thursday. We want our hot topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.